Yes. Just start doing the chants.
God. All right, guys.
Hello.
This is the biggest episode of the year, besides the last two. Like,
it keeps getting bigger.
Just keeps getting bigger. Which reminds me, next week might be a doozy. We'll talk after. Welcome to the show, everybody. We have promoted from ad libs to guest. We have Isaac here.
Back-to-back weeks.
Back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, how's everyone doing? It's been a crazy week.
Oh, we're here. We're alive.
It's been a crazy week.
I survived.
We were in the fallout of a great storm.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's hot. It's like
dude, it's a fucking scorch. It feels like do the right thing outside.
Hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
Yeah, like
the real feel is over 100, and that's not okay to me.
Yeah,
it's not.
No. Oh, I'm not leaving this room until tomorrow morning. Like,
yeah, pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Well, I know you don't believe in church, but if someone told you this was only like 10% of hell's heat, yeah, no, that's that hot.
I'd be like, okay. It's also half as hot as the desert planet of Arrakis. Like,
and also you would have had to have been there to know that. So what aren't you telling us?
Yeah,
That's the point.
Are you a hell walker? Like, yo, that's Isaac. Let's write that comic book. Anyway,
bro, I am there for it.
Yo, by the way, quick thing. This might be. I just watched this yesterday. I texted Purvis about it, but you two need to know about this. Quick ad, I guess. There's a documentary on Hulu called Trap Jazz, and it is fantastic.
Trap Jazz?
Yes, it's about these jazz musicians and hip hop producers from Atlanta, like making a jazz trap fusion album, and it's on Spotify.
We'll be doing a deep dive.
And it is heavily in the church. And
Hulu?
Yep.
It's on Hulu, yeah. And it's only 90 minutes long. Wow. There's a lot of guest spots from a lot of famous rappers. The producers and everything who are involved, like all of them have like worked with like they're a part of Young, like they worked with Young Thug a lot.
But
so it's quick watch, incredible, a lot of fun. It gets into like the crime in Atlanta. Spends a lot of time in the church because just everyone involved, is from the church. A lot of time in like jazz academia too, though. Like it's everywhere. So like, yeah, it's a great watch, and I don't think it gets too Jesus-y either.
But
thanks.
So yeah, I wanted to do that up top, and maybe when we have a slower week, we can consider doing a deep dive into a very relevant movie.
I'm down for
yeah.
that.
Jazz, how are you? How are you, Jazz?
Trap Jazz is my rapper name.
I hate that. I hate that so much.
That's how I'm doing.
That was pretty good. How
long were you sitting on that? I'm so upset.
Did you see when I leaned toward the mic?
I'm so upset. It was like it's like in the movie, like 30 seconds before the twist happens, and then you're like finally putting it together, and it's like, oh no.
What have we done? Why did I bring this up on the podcast?
Why did I say trap and then his name? Like,
all right, but I'll allow it this time.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna allow it this time.
Shall we get into the news? We have a lot of news to cover.
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
so.
No, let's speed run the news. Purvis, go over all these albums.
Absolutely, there's a ton of rumored albums.
Yeah, I like that kind of.
Yes, absolutely. The biggest one. Potentially the biggest album of the year. No, I'm just playing. Drake is coming out with For All the Dogs. We have a cover art.
Dude, the cover art is fantastic.
It's a pretty damn good cover art. It's a demon in my opinion.
I think the greatest thing is that like I showed the cover art to like people at work and like Rachel, and they're like, "This is sick. I love this."
Cover art. It is simple and I like it.
Yeah, no, that might be one of the best covers of the year.
Look, I'm just saying, if we get an album of him whispering, "You scared of the six?" I'll take
it, dude. He is so good at murder whispers. Like,
yeah, I'm here for it. And then, literally, just as exciting for me.
Oh yeah, I'm not. Void here. First off, crazy good name.
Absolutely.
Do you know what void here is?
What is it?
Void here is when you are giving testimony in a court case, and it's like any like dramatic court scene you ever seen that's done during void year, It's like
Okay.
there's like very little call for evidence. It's like a more casual thing. So it's a court thing. And yeah, I'm not big. I have a lot of respect for Earl Sweatshirt. He's a little too sad for me. So, but this I'll be giving a spin, 100%.
This will go hand in hand with the scaring the hoes era.
Did you see the rumor of them trying to get Lotus Squad back together?
I did not. Is this doing the 10-year anniversary for Doris? I'm assuming.
God, I would love that.
Sure.
I would love Loiter
It
Squad
was a
back.
post on Instagram. I think I sent it to you guys, but they were talking about how they had a picture with everybody together except for Frank Ocean.
Yeah,
because it's Frank Ocean.
Because of course they did.
And they were talking about, you know, possible reunion. We'll see what happens. Getting the group back together, Lotus Squad.
Look, I'm here for it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
We've been needing that for a while.
Yeah,
Apparently doing the
I love Loiter Squad.
Yeah. Doing the Doris 10th anniversary, he pretended to take Frank Ocean out. So
I hate that.
I would have hated that.
Way to troll the fans.
Dude, that's what Kid Cudi basically did at Summer Smash, though.
It was terrible. I hated it.
Yeah.
But anyway.
We have Little Durk.
Yeah, we have Little Durk as well. This is actually much more rumored and much more likely. Almost Hill Deluxe is coming out this Friday. So everyone's excited for that. Good Chicago representation. Little Uzi Vert is naked in a photo copying Young Thug.
I had no idea this was supposed to be a like an actual release. I thought this was just like a weird homage he posted online.
Well, you heard who helped produce it, right?
Who?
J. Cole and
Partner 16?
What? Yeah, I think it was Mike Will made it, and J. Cole, I believe, was supposed to help produce the song.
Put it into my veins. Oh, it's a whole album. This has been
a whole album.
This has been rumored for quite some time. So I am extremely excited for it. Please don't be like the last album, and I will leave it at that. But those are all the like rumored albums coming out this week, so look out for it. Obviously, Drake is the biggest one. It is Drake. Confirmed albums. We have Burna Boy coming out.
Yeah, this is big.
I told them. Featuring several artists, including J. Cole again, 21 Savage, Dave. I'm here for it, honestly. I've been trying to get into the African roots, and this would be one of debatably the biggest artists right now.
Out of Africa, 100%.
Yeah, at least right now. We also have Jordan Ward coming out with Moreward, a play on a forward. Extremely excited for that CD as well. I've been waiting to listen to the last one, and I haven't been around to it, but I'm very excited for that. We have a couple singles and videos coming out this week.
All right,
I'm starting off with the videos just to get through them. SZA's back.
I'm down. I'm down.
I'm gonna be there no matter what.
SZA's there. I'm there.
I would let her kill me. No, she's dropping the video to Snooze. It was a short little snippet having different scenes of the music video.
Yeah,
I'm excited for it.
Her videos go hard.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We also have D Smoke and Sir coming out with Work Hard, Play Hard. The video to that came out this week. Excited for them. The two brothers have been in the industry for I don't know how long. So that's exciting for them. And then in terms of the singles, Lil Yachty is having himself a year. Like, he has been all over the place. His own album has come out, multiple singles, multiple music videos, appearances everywhere. He's come out with a song, It's a little yumming, it seems like, but I'm here for it. We have J. Cole again. He will be making a song with Gucci Mane produced by Michael Made It. That song is going to be titled There I Go. I'm excited for that. And then Brandon, I Got Your Girl Here. Brett Fayez and Coco Jones. What a combination.
Wait, is Coco Jones from Bel Air?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh shit! That's because I listened to this.
You didn't know
song.
it's the same person?
I had no idea. I just thought this was the person.
Her.
You know she's
had a full career.
You know she's a Disney star to begin with everything. She started off with Disney.
Wow. I did not watch the second season of Bel Air, but I did watch the first, and she was very good.
8 times out of 10, if you're on Disney, you're
set for life.
Musical.
You're set for life.
Musical.
Yeah.
And she is thriving right now. So if
Yeah.
you ever saw
This song, did you listen? This is out.
Is it out?
Yeah.
I haven't listened.
I was listening this afternoon. Good, not great.
Good, not great. I will take good, not great.
Yeah, good, not great for sure.
It's a remix show.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that remix with Justin Timberlake was pretty good.
Yeah.
And she's early in her career, so
it was certainly not bad by any stretch. I just was like, I love Brent Faiyaz, and it was just like didn't hit as hard for me.
Okay, fair enough. Hey, as long as she's performing, I'm there.
No, she's good. Like there's no bad notes. Like nothing bad on the song by any stretch. It just didn't grab me. I'll give it another listen. Who knows? Maybe in 7 days I'll have a different opinion.
Okay, yeah, for sure. She's on the new upcoming Black artist for the female group because they've been taking over. Another group that I want to cover is City Girls coming out with a single Face Down. It's pretty straight.
Yeah, no, they're City Girls been around for a moment. They've been around for a couple of years. Yeah, but they blow up every summer, and every summer they deserve it. Like,
oh yeah, I mean it's obvious they pretty much termed the whole summer girl aspect in that community. So I mean they have a very strong following behind them, I should say. And both of them have spread out since they've been doing interviews and different singles and etc. and blowing up other artists along the way. Summer Walker has done some songs with them. I don't know if Ari Lennox does, but a couple of different people.
Yet.
Yeah. I'm sure it's coming. I'm sure Lotto has a song with her.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And etc. But yeah, coming out with Face Down. I'm assuming the rest of the lyrics is ass up. And then the last song I want to cover,
I'll be investigating, mostly in video form.
I was going to say, if there's a video, I'm going to be there. And then lastly, we have French Montana and Sway Lee coming out with Wish You Well. It still surprises me that French Montana is making music.
No, yeah.
But I'm going to put it in the news every time.
Yeah, no, it's just...
Yeah, we've had conversations about French Montana.
Who is he? Like...
He's bigger than both.
French Montana is the AI. Like
he's bigger than both of our artists. So
both of our favorite. Yeah, he's bigger than. Yeah. I guess there's a lot of Spotify users in Morocco. Like,
hey, he represents the whole area.
He puts the French in Montana.
I want to cut everything. Anyway, I hate you. Moving on to actual news. We have apparently the second child is rumored for A$AP Rocky and Rihanna. Love that for them. They are quickly becoming one of those dominant black couples, and I love that. Yeah. We also have throughout the week Dave Chappelle for his New York show in the Madison Square Garden brought out Burna Boy and Travis Scott. Injected into my brain or into my veins. I'm sorry. Please do this in Chicago. I know you hate it.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I just there's a long history of like if you look. Do you want me to get into it?
It go crazy. This is your thing. Comedy's your thing.
Yeah, comedy's my thing, right? So like, comedy is the other thing that albums and record sales were for. There used to be comedy Grammys, right? Like back in the day. Right. But the thing is that there was always more money in music. There was always like, music was always like the more popular, had more money thing. And so to a lot of like working comedians, it's considered kind of cheap to have a musical act in your stand-up gig because it's just like selling out to like the more popular side of the industry. Because like when comedy because stand-up comedy is a very recent art form. And like when it was, it lived on albums for a long time, and now it doesn't, right? Now, like, look, I think this is cool because I like Burna Boy and Travis Scott to that regard. And like Dave Chappelle has always put artists on. He put Kanye West on, right? So like, yeah, there's just like, there's a part of me that's like, okay, first Dave Chappelle stopped doing comedy for laughs and instead claps. And now he brings out musicians. It's like, he really doesn't care about comedy anymore. And like it's heartbreaking because like Dave Chappelle for 20 years was the best comedian, and that's just like, and like I get it, I'm biased because like I'm the guy that at least used to go to like open mics all the time and like, you know, really cared about comedy and like the craft of it and like the art of it and like the industry and like the culture behind it. And I just see him like in every way he can sell it out. And it's just like, man, it's heartbreaking. Like this, like, you know, I was having a long conversation with Jeff, who was supposed to be here, because he's going to the Dave Chappelle show too. And it's like, listen, like I have massive problems with like just some of his bigotry, but like I probably would have very much fell off being a fan of his, even if he wasn't, just based on like other things. Because he doesn't like, I don't like any comedy that goes for claps and not laughs. Right? And go watch The Closer. That's all it is, especially all the bigoted stuff. He just wants people to clap for him because they think he's like some kind of truth teller. And it's like, that's when you lost the plot. You know, that is, you know, I don't know what the music equivalent is, but like that is just like when you lost the plot. And now he's bringing out musical acts and it's like, oh. I'm noticing a pattern here. Right. And like, I get it. Like most people who are going to go see Dave Chappelle perform, they don't know the first thing about the background of comedy and like the history of it and like what it's like to be a comedian. But it's like, I do. And I can't stop knowing that. Like,
I guess that's fair.
Yeah. So that's my opinion on it. Like, look, I think it's cool for Travis Scott and Burner Boy, and I hope for your sake they do it at the Chicago show. But like, that was my honest reaction. Is like, oh, this guy doesn't really care about telling jokes anymore. Like,
I guess it's fair. He is selling out eventually, so.
I mean, like, look, he sells out. He sells out the United Center. You know, like.
I was gonna say an extra day. They added the third day.
Yeah, like he sells
Luckily,
out.
They didn't have to pay retail or resell. Right. Yeah. I paid retail for it.
But yeah.
But I guess that's the biggest thing. Another thing I want to bring up, just because it's very.
This is very funny and it's in our sphere. Yeah.
There was apparently a baby crowd surfing at a Florida con.
What? Now I have a question for you. What is the chances that in 16 years, when we're doing the Unpaid Nobodies, they're like this SoundCloud rapper,
SoundCloud rapper,
this SoundCloud 3.0 rapper, Zan Baby Go, like was
I
the
just
baby.
need to know who brought the baby to a concert. That's my question.
It's Flow Rider. Like you don't go. It's not.
It is Flow Rider.
It's not too Playboy Cardi. Like
he brought him on stage. He took him from the crowd.
I would not do that, dude. Like, because like, what if Flow Rider just went like? What if he just stopped?
He asked for the child. He said, "Bring it here."
Look, they brought him on.
Bring it here.
Don't call it an
Give me the boy.
And
we're holding it up. Like that's weird.
Where's the family? Honestly, I thought it was just really funny. I'm here for it.
It is funny. That's something when you're like in high school. Hey, I was that baby they took up the stage. They held up.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately,
man, that's his Nevermind moment right there.
Yeah.
Honestly. But I mean, that's gonna be the highlight of his life. It's all downhill.
Oh.
But very careful. Going on to personally, the biggest news out of everything besides potentially a Drake album. We have Sampha coming out.
This dropped today.
Potentially this year.
Yeah, no, this is awesome.
Huge. Announced a new album. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not gonna try.
Yeah. No, I definitely think this is probably gonna come out this year. People don't usually announce albums for them to come. Like it's not like movies where it's announced and comes out 4 or 5 years later, or even like 6 years.
Cover out is that as well.
Yeah.
So
I'm definitely thinking this is going to be a September, October release.
Oh yes, absolutely.
And this is an artist I'm very excited to dive into. Like I've loved all of his features.
That's the one. No one knows me like the piano that I suggested that one.
Yeah, no, I know.
Mm-hmm. So I'm very.
No, I'm into this. I'm into this a lot.
So I guess the name has African roots behind it.
Yes, he said it was his grandfather's last name, his middle name, and something else.
Okay.
That I saw earlier. So I'm here for it.
But that's the news.
That is the news.
All right, so we're getting to the main event, and I just want to say that this part right here is part of my shit.
I can't stay.
We went to
So
see
we went to
Acid Rap. We saw the Chance the Rapper Acid Rat 10-year anniversary.
I will never be the same.
I will never be the same either. Purvis, Chance the Rapper started this podcast.
He did.
He damn near ended it on Saturday because you almost fell off the balcony.
I did. It was worth it.
But we were all there, all four of us. We also went with Leah.
Several. Yes.
We went with Hefe, El Hefe,
Yes.
Jeff, and
Patrick.
White Patrick. Yeah.
White Patrick.
Yeah.
And some cousins.
And some cousins, yeah.
Yeah,
And several other people that were there around the city that I didn't realize. There were
so many people.
Oh
It felt
God.
like the entire city was in that
Oh, yeah.
building, even though I know it wasn't, because I know people who didn't go.
But it felt like it.
It felt like
2.0 was there, one of our previous guests.
yeah,
Eddie
2.0.
was
We
there.
gotta have Eddie on again for the
Yes,
in the video era.
absolutely.
Yeah,
We'll bring
and
him on soon.
Yeah. But yeah, no, this was we've gone to a lot of concerts this year. I think this is
This is the best one.
This is the peak for me. I
Okay.
I don't see any concert I have tickets for besides maybe the combination of Turnstile and Foo Fighters.
Mhm.
But I don't see any individual artist putting on a set that will blow my fucking mind like this one.
I never felt more Chicago in my life.
No, never.
I'm not even gonna lie.
Never. No.
Certified Chicago fan service, 10 out of 10.
Dude, yeah, it was very much like dude,
Benny the Bull was there.
Benny the Bull was there. He handed out heralds. We all got mystics.
Jesus Christ.
Wait. Did you say Harold's?
Yeah.
Look,
Remus
I know
Herald, so you gotta
Chance is
bounce
from out
to-
south and he does Harold, but we're West Side.
You do Remus, I know. I prefer heralds. I'm sorry. I went to Columbia College. It converted me.
Oh, okay.
Like,
So you were messed up at a young age. No.
yeah, it was actually like. That's why I have a podcast.
This is my form of therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
honestly,
actual therapy and drug use.
we don't put that on the podcast.
It's acid rap.
That is true. Make them take acid again.
That's what we did.
Um,
So we all got what we wanted. Chance got divorced. No, I'm kidding. Like,
Could you imagine? No more sound effects.
no, that one was good. That was the only good sound effect. Like,
They're all good sound effects, guys.
I
Come on.
do not want that for him.
Yeah, we can't speak.
I don't want it for him either. But as
Do
a
you
fan
not
of the
want-
music, like,
Do you not want Chance the Rapper's
Yes,
808s and
sir.
Heartbreak?
Hey, bring it.
He needs to-
Wait a minute.
Look, I
we
know-
don't know what we're gonna get from that.
That,
We-
man
that can
just
go
disappear.
That go left
Right.
or right.
but
But
you know
who-
where it's not going to go? The big day. So I
There
think.
you go.
like,
Exactly.
We won't get another big day.
yeah.
There's no bigger day.
Yeah.
There might be an acid rap too.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
Yeah.
Well, let's start
Let's
breaking it down. I guess.
Yeah. So we all got.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we all got there. It opens with Saba, which like the other shows have Vic doing in a tape, and I couldn't help but be jealous. But I do love Saba, and I'm very happy that I got to see him live. And I have seen Vic before, so it is, you know,
Oh yeah, because I'm the only one that went.
to the
Saba?
November thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, so no, you guys went. Okay.
I had never seen Saba.
I've never
Oh,
seen Saba live.
So
I may have seen him at like some, festival around, but never like since he's blown up.
So for him alone, it was dope. And
Yeah.
comparing the venues, so for him to have his own concert, it was mostly him and Pivot Game, but to compare it to just his own and this for openers, venue size, left,
Bananas.
right, huge ass difference.
Yeah, it was at the United
but
Center. Yeah.
when you think about it though, if Chance wants to keep a Chicago artist to open up for him, who would have been better?
Yeah, it's a
No, yeah,
perfect
no,
choice.
I would.
Chief Keef.
No,
Lupe Fiasco. I'm just-
Well, okay.
I mean,
But
I
in
guess
terms
the
of
only
actually on
my
band,
genuine feeling is that the only thing would have been better would have been Vic doing In a Tape, which was also,
Right,
I think,
yeah.
an iconic Chicago mixtape from 10 years ago.
The
Right.
only reason why I didn't say Lupe is because
They don't have
I
any
hold
connection.
Lupe above. They don't have a connection. I hold
Yeah.
Lupe above. If
Yeah,
you want
me
somebody
too.
to open, they kind of have to be
Below,
Yeah.
yeah.
slightly under.
Yeah, they
kinda
have,
under.
yeah, they got to be, yeah, you can't
And he
ask.
said
It's,
this was on his bucket list. Like
yeah.
he wanted to
Yeah.
play at the United
Yeah,
yeah, and he got his wish.
yeah.
and he killed. My opinion.
Yeah,
Perfect choice.
yeah, perfect choice. What did you think? Jasper, were you there for Saba, or were you running around?
No, I was there. I was standing right next to you.
Yeah,
He was there.
I was pretty drunk, but I remember the whole concert. Details are fuzzy.
I told my wife earlier, I'm here to literally fill the gaps.
Yeah.
Second half.
Well, I don't know. Like I remember pretty much everything. I think the thing that set me off and was like, I know this is going to be an incredible set, was when he started with No Problem.
It was kind of a throw off because
Yeah, I was expecting just good ass intro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Just
like
go
No
straight.
Problem is like his biggest hit, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
no problem.
By a long shot, yeah.
Yeah, like
It would be a closer.
huh?
Did you want to bring up the tickets?
Which
Oh,
ticket?
yeah.
Or
Oh yeah. So that was another thing. I didn't even bring that up actually. Again, this just shows that like Chance is such a man of the people. Like besides bringing that energy and vibe. So one of my friends, I haven't talked to him in 2 or 3 years. We used to always talk about Chance back in college.
And then the big day
And so-
happens.
Then the big day happened. He texted me day of when we were going to the concert. And he was like, bro, are you going to this concert? I completely forgot it was coming out. And I was like, actually, yeah, these are my seats, blah, blah, blah. We found 2 seats in front of us worth like $75. So I sent him a screenshot how to get it. He was going to meet up with us. He starts looking at tickets. And the floor seats, apparently Chance had started buying tickets from resellers. That were boosting up the prices.
Yep. Yeah.
Put them back on for $90.
That happened at Coloring Day too.
Yeah.
I was
That's
sick.
I love that.
Rage
A
Against the
man of-
Machine does that too.
It's just
No,
an
that's
amazing-
yeah, no, I definitely agree that like he is a man of the people for sure.
I just wish I was the person to get that
Right.
ticket.
Yeah.
It was like one solo ticket to be
Yeah.
fair. So it worked out for him and it worked out for everybody, honestly.
Yeah.
But it's just stuff like that. It's like Chances creating such a great venue and great energy around everything that's going on. It reminded me of like the acid rap days. Actually,
It pulled me right back. It pulled me right back to the acid rap days.
Yeah.
I was in 2013 for 36 hours. It was fantastic. Now I will say this, and I said this to Jasper during the show, and like I think this actually worked in his favor. But for Saba, they kept the house lights on,
Yeah.
and it felt like we were in a gymnasium.
I didn't like that.
Yeah, I mean, like to me, I guess like, you know, because like that's what happens on the West Side. People do like little shows in gymnasiums of like schools and shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, I thought like, oh, it's kind of like the immediate association like right there was like, oh, this is kind of cool. But yeah, it was like kind of weird that they did that, especially because they did.
Yeah, do a little bit better. Give them some lights.
Give 'em
Yeah.
full
Like
performance.
turn the main lights off. Give them some
Yeah,
special lights. Some shit.
yeah. What did you think of Saba, Jasper?
I thought it was good. I haven't really listened to him regularly. A song will come on my Discover or Explore, whatever it is on Spotify, and I'll listen through. But yeah, I mean, super solid. I think he had good energy, and seeing all the different kind of people he was bringing out was a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
Just because
Oh, pivot.
that was something different from an opener for sure.
Yeah, no, he definitely treated that opening spot like a little headliner, and I definitely appreciate that. And it was a
versatile
short
you
set.
guys-
It was a short
How
set.
versatile you guys with pivot?
I'm not super
I
versed
know-
on
Not at all.
Pivot, but I know about Saba pretty well because like my buddy went to school with him.
Okay. Gotcha.
You know I know Pivot. I've listened to all their albums.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know
rumor
Pivot that
is-
well, but I do know Saba.
Rumor is they're working on another Pivot Game album.
And he teased one of the songs,
Yeah,
or at
the
least
song.
a verse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that was also really dope. He really did everything an opener can
Yeah.
do plus some.
yeah.
So
No, it
Yeah.
was an excellent opener. I really wanted to hear "Come My Way" off the new album,
Mm.
oh yeah, that would have been nice.
but once again, he had like a very short set, so I think like all things considered, I think he did very well, and I was
He
very
made it work. And he came out later, so
Yeah, and he came out with Chance to do a couple songs, which was obvious. He had a few guests though. And we'll get to that.
Should we get into the main event then?
The main event, and what an event it was.
It was phenomenal for me. Like you said, opening up with No Problems definitely was kind of a throw off.
Yeah.
But once he actually started getting into the album, I just remember hearing Pusherman, and I was just like, man, like I almost cried. I'm not gonna lie. Like everything that you expected and wanted.
I cried twice during this concert. I'm gonna let you know.
I don't blame you at all.
I cried twice, and I'll let you know when we get there.
I don't blame you.
But yeah, no, I actually thought it was interesting. I thought because we all know that we're there for the Acid Rap tour, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
But like I said myself, like if he does every song on Acid Rap, he'll do a shorter set than Kendrick Lamar at Lollapalooza. Like. So I think coming out and doing 3 songs off Coloring Book was like a good indicator of like what this was actually going to be. So I think you say a lot with what you don't say, and I think this was a great example of it.
So do you guys remember after he performed those 3 songs off of Coloring Book, he kind of had a little speech moment?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Which he kind of did almost like Kid Cudi. Look,
literally
songs
like Kid Cudi
were for a certain time.
Yeah.
Some of them don't reflect me now.
Yeah,
and that's okay.
And that's okay.
And like it's life.
And I feel for Chance because apparently the change in his life came like a month after this album dropped. Like he was like, so like I do feel for him, and I understand why he doesn't do these songs, but like that doesn't change how special they are. And like this concert is proof in and of itself that Chance is aware of that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's a interview that he did right after Acid Rap dropped. I don't know if any of you guys have saw it. It looks extremely low budget. It's really good, but he goes into details like I actually took like acid while I was writing this. Is really old.
Yeah.
But it's really dope.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
I finally go watch it.
I'm very familiar with like the lore behind Acid Rap. I've definitely have seen like all the interviews, like maybe not recently, but like when it was coming out.
At some point, right. I mean, it was a pretty dark time in his life, and like you said, it's very similar to Kid Cudi, where life happens, and it's okay to attach yourself to this music because it's relatable and you can apply it to your own lives. But like, eventually, we grow up and talk about other things.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah, and I think like there's just like an unfortunate reality where it's just like Chance hasn't given us other things worth really diving into since this.
Not nearly as deep or as
and like look, I like Coloring Book a lot. Like I actually think of an album that like really passed the test of time. Like Coloring Book, I think is like one of the best examples for me personally, because like that album came out and I'm like, it's good, but like it's not Acid Rap, and now I'm like, oh, it's really good, but it's not Acid Rap. Like
different vibe,
right?
They're both really good.
It's a different vibe. It's just like It's like I sent Purvis this TikTok where it was a guy doing like impersonation of Chance's raps during his 4 albums.
Yep.
And it's like, and like the thing for Coloring Day was like, I'ma still make hits. I just found God and called them drugs quits. Like,
like going to the big day, and it's like it's all bad.
Yeah.
None of this is.
But no, I think like this was a big. I think this concert was kind of like especially at its close, like was Chance kind of reckoning with his legacy a little bit, and it was very powerful to see that like happen in front of us, and like doesn't hurt that it was in the form of songs I hold incredibly dear to my heart.
I mean that's very true. I honestly feel like something like this is the excellent push for him to move on past like any kind of dark phases that he had due to either the drugs that he used to take or from the impact of the big day, and actually enable him to move on with his career to drop something more impactful and more meaningful. Because like you just got, obviously he did started crying at the end and he couldn't finish the last song, so like clearly did hit him. But like just to put it into words, like you're in your home city, you sold out the event, everyone's going crazy for you, like it's the most perfect thing you need
And
to
that's
get
what I was
past
thinking
anybody.
about.
It was it was like a borderline religious experience, like being
It
in
was.
that
He had
location.
church on Saturday.
Because think about it. When this album first came out, he probably performed this at small venues like House of Blues.
Metro. That was where the famous acid rap
He's
show was at.
performing
Was
it
at the Metro.
I pulled up the set list. Half of the songs on Acid Rain or Acid Rap, he had not dropped or performed since 2017. So
Yeah.
like
Yep.
he hasn't done these songs since I was like graduating high school.
No.
So, like a little bit past that.
For him to go out and perform the way he did, these songs definitely was an impact for him to mentally remember these lyrics.
Yeah,
Yep.
and like you could definitely tell there was probably a lot of rehearsal because it seemed like he seemed very in step with it.
Mm-hmm.
Toward the end, he had a little bit of wavering, but I mean, not like it's a problem. It's
I
just,
think, yeah, I
songs
agree.
that are 10 years old.
I agree, but I think it was to me. I read a lot of his wavering as like emotion and not
True, that too.
and
yeah.
not like not knowing it. Like because like it's kind of funny. Like I was on TikTok today and I got served a page from Run the Jewels and it's like them rehearsing for Run the Jewels 10. And it's like them like reading from the lyrics from their phone and like with the beat behind them. And it's like, oh, it's so interesting. Like I forget that like people do this. Right?
I think it was Smoke Again where he like had to stop during
Yeah.
a verse
Yeah.
or something. Yeah. And it's the same kind of thing, I'm sure, where he's
Yeah.
like sitting there. And so much of his stuff is so intricate too.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. No,
So
like
much goes into it. You start getting tired. Other people are performing around you that you're bringing out as guests.
yeah.
It's just it was a lot going on, and the fact that you can maintain that and dance and like go with the background mute or the background visuals, like it's so much that goes into it. I completely understand.
Those backups.
Insane, dude.
We had
Brandon, I turned to you at one point and I was like, so this is what megachurch is like.
Yeah, it is what
Yeah.
megachurch is like. Yeah.
Literally, that's what megachurch is like because there's so many times in between where, dude, this isn't one of your songs. It's just you're just fucking singing. You took authors from Channel 11 song and made a hip hop song out in the middle of your concert.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, that song predates Arthur, though. That's like
it does.
a big reggae hit, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but the way that he just took it and ran with it, and then I know you guys were in your own zone, but
I remember everything. I was nowhere near as bad as Purvis.
Yeah, that's a whole other story. But when they actually did gospel songs,
watch out.
I don't know how much he remembered, but he did. I think maybe 2 or 3 actual like gospel songs that we grew up with.
Yeah, no, that hit different.
And I was like, oh shit, okay.
Start breaking down.
All right, bro. You're doing too much.
You're hitting too close to home.
So what? I don't know. There's like 2 directions I see right now. Because it's like, do I ask like what was like the biggest moment for us? Like just being people of the area, of the era. You know, there was a lot of big moments. But I guess like a much shorter conversation would be, is there anything you guys wanted to see reasonable that like we didn't get?
That we didn't get?
Yeah, because like it was a very scorched earth set. But there's one song I would have really liked.
One song that you would have liked
from Coloring Book that he didn't do.
Interesting. Can I look up the album first?
Sure, go ahead.
Well, while he's looking, I can answer both.
Go ahead. Just because like it was a very scorched earth set, he did an incredible job. But like everyone has like things they would want to hear, and like it's a So like, is there any Isaac answer?
So I'll answer both questions. I'll try to keep it quick. So what I would have liked. I know he was emotional at the end because his dad, his mom, his brother, his daughter, the whole family came out and his dad gave a speech. I still want to hear it. I would have loved to hear the intro, the outro.
Oh yeah, he was crying too much.
He came up. He said, "Hey, you guys, I'm too emotional. Thank you for coming. Blah blah blah."
Yeah, no, I was
amazing
totally
fans. Everybody supported. Hey, all right, cool, we get it. But
he didn't do an encore either. Yeah, like
no, he didn't. But when I hear that song, when I'm at home, I'm at home and I'm literally
It is the perfect
second-
closer.
yeah, it's the perfect closer.
It was perfect. Yeah, it's a perfect closer. Yeah,
It's the perfect closer. It has that second half. Where you
He also
kinda
did the
dance
That's
and have
Love
fun.
interview right at the end, which I thought was interesting and an excellent
Right.
choice.
So that's all I would have asked for is just to have that second half of that song where you just kind of dance and have fun.
Yeah.
The one,
Oh, go ahead.
the other question you asked was, what do we? I guess
Not get that you wanted.
no, not get. You said what hit us the most.
Oh yeah, I just imagine that's gonna be a much longer conversation, so I just wanted to ask
I'll
everyone.
keep
Brandon, I think I know what it was that you
What?
wanted.
What?
I think it was Summer Friends.
It's not Summer Friends.
Summer Friends for you?
No. Okay.
No, it's
Well,
not
I was
Summer
saying.
Friends.
Shit. I mean,
I'll keep my really quick.
What is it?
When
I got two.
Same Drugs came on.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wept. I wept during Same Drugs.
My wife said you and your brother at the same damn time broke down like it was the end of the world. She said, I know why this is your brother's favorite song because he gave me a backstory.
Right. There's a
She
whole
was like,
backstory.
why does this hit you so hard? I said, it's just something about this damn song.
It's just something about this damn song. I've never had a breakup about this song. I've never been in that situation because like I don't fuck with people who do different kinds of drugs than me. But like,
Look,
that song hits me emotionally.
I wept during Same
damn
Drugs.
time I hear it.
Yeah,
it's a perfect
And
song.
you may not remember, you did this a couple times during the concert, not just same song, Same Drugs. You looked at me, smacked me in the chest. Let me tell you something.
You listen to let me
tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
You just don't know. If anybody does anything to you, anything happens to you, I'm going to jail. I will murder them.
Yep.
I'll kill them.
I'm going to jail. I already know.
yeah,
Anything happens to you,
You ever touch
I'm
my brother again?
killing you.
It's a wrap.
yeah.
Nah, dude, this album in general it's so deeply core
Yeah.
into me. And like you said, Leah already knows with Same Drugs, it is because of a breakup. I got home from work that day and Same Drugs came. I didn't even go in the house. I just sat in my car. So it's so many songs. In terms of your first question, Same Drugs would be mine, 100%.
What do you mean?
In terms of the second question, I think that song you wanted to hear from Coloring Day, if I was to guess,
I don't know why this is a guessing game, but okay.
Juke Jam.
No,
That would be dope.
I can't believe you guys don't do this because this song. I feel like this song, Chance's part
Might
is
be
incredible.
Summer Friends, but I don't know.
It was mixtape.
Did y'all do mixtape?
He did not do
no,
mixtape.
I feel like that doesn't fit the vibe of the event though, because that's
Oh,
like
no, I love that hook. I think that hook would have went
Yeah,
hard
I
at the
can see
United
that.
Center.
Summer Friends,
Money
Jeremiah.
only- Not
Yeah.
care about
Yeah,
mixtape.
yeah, it would go hard, but it.
Young
And like I also think like it has like
Released from prison early.
yeah, I guess
Young
that's
Thug
the only
comes out
thing. Like
innocent too.
yeah, I guess like that
video
song is
was
very
called.
feature heavy, and neither of those guys were there. But he did the 3 big features in the end, and none of them
Yeah.
were there, and that was fine. I thought he handled it great. I'm just saying, like if there was one
You would've
song,
won the mixtape.
I guess the other one would have been Family, which Vic Mensa was there. Like
Yeah.
It's crazy because we were talking about before the concert what other songs I wanted. Every single that I wanted, he played. Sunday Candy,
yeah,
Ultralight Beam.
yeah.
There's another.
I don't know if you
single.
remember, the crowd went crazy for Ultralight.
Yeah, it went crazy.
That
for
was
us, like,
that was the one for me.
that was a big
Man,
one.
If I was sober enough to handle Ultralight Beam, I would have been in more danger than I was when I blacked out.
Yeah, I think it was actually good for us.
It was a
I
good
think
thing.
I think like just going to the other side of emotion, because yeah, that was my mixtape. That's what I would have liked. I think it would have really gotten the crowd worked up. I think it totally fits the vibe.
Mhm.
But yeah, I guess for me, emotional. I guess like it was either Same Drugs, but like in a much different way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cocoa Butter Kisses, because he had Vic Mensa and Twist to come out, and that was just like one of the sickest things I've ever seen. Another one that was like really like, oh, this hit me, but it was very different than the other two, was Paranoia.
Paranoia, man.
Yeah,
I have a
I've been
question.
riding around, just like having the entire United Center just say that,
Yeah.
bonkers.
You just you really started feeling it.
With
I
my
have a quick
son in
question.
my eyes.
When Twister came out, do you guys feel like the crowd energy kind of how did you think the crowd energy was? With Twister?
I did not think there was any huge swells for any of the guests that came out.
I was sober. People were pretty hyped for Twista.
Yeah. I did not
feel
notice,
it was
like-
mixed. I know I was. But
I
feel like
I
it
could
was-
hear people on my right get louder for
Okay,
sure.
all right.
Yeah.
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 So the crowd was in it the whole time.
But
That
I
was
heard
the
like
part
3
that
people
was-
was like, "Who is that?" And I'm sitting here like,
That's
"That's fucking
because-
Twister."
That's
Yeah.
because they're younger.
Yeah.
It was
It's
a
like,
fairly
sir, do
young
you know
crowd.
slow jams?
Yeah. Well, it's like,
Right?
do you
Like-
know the song they're playing? Like,
Yeah.
Right.
Here's the thing. The reason I don't do that
he's the
anymore,
Obi-Wan Kenobi of the dope scene.
the only reason I don't do that anymore, and when it really hit me, is when we went to Summer Smash. Because then you really start understanding, like, I understand you're older than me by a significant number, but I'm starting to feel old already. When we go to events like that, and people are like down talking Kid Cudi, a headliner,
That's
Bruh.
it's like, okay, yeah. They might be a little bit younger. They may not know about everything. They may not have been there when it was like really hitting.
Yeah, when it was
So
real.
if somebody comes out, if Twister comes out and you don't really know the songs like that when he was hitting, it's not gonna hit as hard. That's
But
the
I
thing.
feel
Yeah, like
okay.
I think it's totally fair that like some 21-year-old doesn't know who Twista is. That's fine. It's
That's
like,
what I'm about to-
but it's like he's on the song they're performing,
Yeah, like if you really like that song, like you would know
Yeah.
who he is.
and like this is like one of the big songs off
It
the
is.
album
It
that
is one of
the
the big-
concert
yeah.
is named after.
Yes.
Yes.
Like
Mhm.
it's not like
True.
it's not like this was some coloring. Like look, if it was
No.
coloring, you know,
It's one of his biggest
Yeah.
songs.
I
yeah,
don't give him an excuse, but it's just like I understand it.
yeah.
That's the
No,
thing.
I do get it
So-
to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I think
Speaking
the
of-
only caveat I have is that Twister run was for almost like a small window. Kid Cudi's run has passed over generations.
But it don't
Yeah.
hit as hard as Man on the Moon. If you was there for Man on the Moon, nothing else
Nah.
compares. I don't care.
That's no,
It
that's
just
fair.
doesn't.
That's
And
fair.
that's not to bad talk Kid Cudi, but I've had this conversation with Brandon many
Yeah.
times.
No, I think you're right. I think you're right.
That's true.
I don't know. I remember the lead up to Indica being absolutely hyped. I mean, the project wasn't necessarily as obviously as good as Man on the Moon, but like the anticipation for that, I remember being
Yeah,
real
Yeah.
because he had taken a break and it was like he was coming back with it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything else is bad, but when you hit your peak, you hit your peak. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So he had a lot of guests come out. So we had Saba, who was the opener. He came out and
Mm-hmm.
did Everybody Something, which perfect.
Slaps.
And
Let me
Angels.
Let me
And
cry
Angels.
again.
Let me cry.
Goat
again.
song.
Yeah. He brought out No Name for Lost, which I totally saw coming because
Yeah,
she
you
was
called
before.
it.
Yeah.
You called it.
She was in town the day
Makes
before. Yeah, she
It
was in
just
town the
makes
day
sense.
before. It makes sense. And I love that song. And like, I'm feeling some very questionable thoughts about No Name.
At the moment.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm also wondering like, this was something you said you wouldn't do, but it was like,
Still needs to listen.
but this is one of my favorite songs.
You
on
haven't
the
heard it
part.
yet?
I heard it.
I heard it.
Um,
It's
I'm
I'll
abstaining.
get to it.
it's okay so far.
We'll
Yeah.
get to it.
Okay.
That's just not okay. So quick thing, that response that is not what I expect from No Name. Like,
By me saying that?
you're the only one who's listened, and you're like, it's all right so far. It's like,
Because I only gave it one listen.
Yeah.
And I was at work when I was listening to it, so
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to really sit down.
yeah,
So
But then-
take that with a grain of salt.
that's totally fair. But then during Cocoa Butter Kisses, he brought out Vic Mensa and Twista, and
Powerful.
that was a incredible moment. But yeah, no, that was he also. Now I went on the internet. I looked this up. Did
Okay.
he announce that album, or has that been something he has announced for a
I'm
while?
hearing different things.
Because like we are pretty dialed in. I Google Chance the Rapper every 4 months or so, but it's like
He said something.
Right.
he said
And-
it was no. He said he was bringing the Starline Gallery, and then I looked it up,
Which
and
is
it,
what he did in Africa.
yeah, that was
But
that's what he said the album's name was, and then I looked it up, but then again, it could have been the actual gallery, and then he
So-
did
so
a
that's-
song, and it sounded like I don't know, because like look, I was drunk, but I wasn't trashed, like And the song you played, like, yeah, it had the words highs and lows in it, but it didn't sound like highs and the lows to me.
So that was that. Okay. So when he said that, I was looking around. Did anyone? Did he say new music? And everyone was kind of in their own world. I'm like, no one other.
No, I heard that.
Like,
yeah,
I heard it. He said it. Yeah.
Okay, and then highs and lows came on. So I said, okay, maybe I tweaked.
So that's the thing. I've been, I follow Chance damn near religiously. All these singles that he's been putting out has been partnered with an actual art exhibit, essentially, and it's all supposed to be a part of this Starline gallery. Now, the highs and lows was one of the first ones. That's going to be on the new album.
I have fear that it may not. He did this last time.
Surprised.
He did it last time.
He did do this last time.
He had art come out and songs that come out with it, and none of it was on the album.
Almost to its detriment.
Right.
Like we've talked about all the time about how those six songs are pretty much all better.
They're way better
than anything on the big day, right?
I think it depends on timing too.
Yeah, I think it depends on timing. So like, I mean, I definitely heard new music. I definitely did.
So I wasn't that fucked up then.
Yeah. No, I definitely heard new music. It's just like, I will say this, like when they were performing, I don't think I struggled to hear anything except maybe over just like the roar of the crowd. But like when they were speaking, it was kind of hard to hear.
That's fair.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it was kind of like, I did not get at the end that he was crying and couldn't perform. I just thought that was the end of the show. Like,
I heard that part, but before that, there were certain words he was like starting to talk. Like when he gave the little monologue about songs meaning something to him, I caught probably every other word just because of how loud it was in the room.
Yeah, and like I just didn't have any issues with the performancing.
So that's actually one thing that I did want to bring up because don't get me wrong, is probably one of the best shows I've ever been to. Is going to go in my top 3 probably. But if we actually were going to talk about something that I wasn't as satisfied, I won't say that it turned me off, but the fact that I've heard this album so many times in album form on Spotify in one specific way, hearing it live and him changing the actual instrumentals to some parts and changing the beat to some parts definitely threw me off.
What you're describing is my main pet peeve of live music.
Bro.
That's the whole reason I go though. Like that, like
that's totally valid.
To me, I guess like this is going to be a very valid thing. It's like when people are like, "Oh, I don't eat Mexican food because it's spicy," and it's like,
but that's the point.
That's why I'm eating. Like, but yeah, no, I don't know. To me, that's the whole appeal because I've heard it a million times the way it is. You know,
that's true.
And like, look, I can see if it's like Frank Ocean at Coachella levels, right? But I did not get that sense from this. Like there was,
it wasn't.
To be honest, like I think like there are just some things we have fundamentally different philosophies on, and this is one of them. Like that is what I paid for. Like I want to hear these. Like I want them to be the songs I know, but you know if
I didn't mind the live band at all. I actually came in anticipating that because I mean, when you bring in Donnie Trumpet, Peter Cottontail, all of them, Sticks, it's going to be actual instruments. And I guess maybe because I'm used to hearing live instruments every damn Sunday, it's just like, okay, I know you can't reproduce the same beat from a CD or Spotify if you're actually going to play the instruments in a concert. So I anticipated the beat sounding different, but very close. What threw me off was the lyrics.
Yeah, that was it for me.
That's where it plays into it.
Yeah, the rhythm,
and it's because of the live music. Not saying it's a bad thing. That's not what I'm trying to say. But like when you change the beat and how it's played, it's gonna change the lyric.
I just didn't feel that one iota.
The lyric before he even said it.
That's why "Acid Rain" is my favorite song, and that specifically he completely changed. And I was like, damn, like I almost can't even sing along. I love the song, and I love seeing it live, but I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So like, these songs, like I've seen when I saw them before, it was the same way. The live band is the standard, and I mean the live band is in all the tracks. It's just mixed very differently than you would see it at a live show. For me, it wasn't anything to do with the instrumentation or anything like that. It was just the fact that he and I think this has to do with the fact that as you get older, your voice changes and becomes lower. He changed some of the melodies where he wasn't necessarily going to those high notes, or if he was doing this kind of like slide up to where he started low and then got high with it instead of coming in high. And just that like threw me off a little bit.
I don't know if you remember, but he brought that up. He said, "Oh, you guys are going to make me do my singing voice again."
Yeah. I mean, as you get older, your voice gets lower. Like it just is what it is. I mean, look at the Beatles in the '60s versus like the '70s when they had their solo careers and how their voices changed. It's night and day.
Yeah,
that's very valid. Because another person I wanted on this podcast was Patrick. I invited him, but he couldn't make it unfortunately tonight. And the reason I wanted to bring him on, Brandon, I don't know if you remember, we went to go see the actual movie that Chance put.
Yeah, I remember that.
Patrick was there, and I remember specifically, I got angry with Patrick because afterwards he was like, "I hated it," and I was like, "Why didn't you like it?" He was just like, "Because none of the songs are like they didn't sound like the songs that I knew." And it was because of it was all the live performance. I'm like, I don't get it. So then when I saw it on Saturday, I was like, I kind of get it, just a little bit.
Yeah,
not that it was bad, but I kind of.
I didn't like it. Didn't like. I don't know, because like I was definitely drunker than Jasper, but less drunk than Purvis.
And yeah, you were right in the middle.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. It didn't even register to me.
I gotta say, this is like part of my other pet peeve of like artists debuting new music at a live show, because a lot of times it's like you can't hear it, you don't know it, and it creates this kind of lull in the crowd. Like the entire energy of the venue just kind of like simmers a little bit. And it's not necessarily true for this show. I just mean in general. And it's like, I feel like when I go to a concert, it's because it's like the culmination of me being really enthusiastic about like a certain set of songs in a certain form. And when that changes, I feel like it does deflate it a little bit. But that's just me.
Yeah.
Because like I'm used to like that structure, and if it does change on the fly, it's like it makes me have to think a little bit more rather than just feel the everything about the event.
I have a question for you guys, and this is going to seem out there, but follow me. Were any of you guys ever in like bands?
I played instruments solo, but never in like band class. No.
Okay. I learned how to play instruments for the church. I was not in band.
Not in band.
I played the saxophone in my wind ensemble for about 10 years. Yeah. Right, and like I'm not musically inclined. I did not even particularly enjoy it. I don't know why I did it for so long.
Those who can't do podcast.
Yeah. I can do, I just don't do music, and that's why I podcast.
Right, there you go.
And I think like just playing in band class, because like I was also in like punk bands for a little bit, but that was like a much smaller amount of time. Right? Like I think just like being there just like kind of sets you up to understand that like what you get on a CD is like impossible, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like it's and like even the idea of recreating like a specific live performance is impossible, right? Even if you do it without any mistakes both times, like your inflection's going to be different. You don't keep up with the tempo exactly, each time, so it's like I think maybe just having that, because like I started doing band when I was in like second grade, until I was a junior in high school. Like I think like that just kind of internalized a lot of that inside of me, where it's just like, yeah, like I have never had the expectation that like I'm gonna walk into something live and it's ever gonna sound exact like.
Yeah,
there's always going to be a difference. So revel in the difference. Don't like like that is what you're there for. And
rationally, yes.
I just think like that is why I arrived there, and I think I might have just proved myself correct. Like
yeah. It's just for me, it's just like the OCD of like the having that like structure and rigidity, but if it's minor, it's whatever. Like
like
I probably would have been mad going to Frank Ocean. Like I would have been actually mad about that.
Yeah, no, the Frank Ocean. I mean,
that's to an extreme.
I don't know. That's to an extreme. Like not only just changing the songs, but also doing them poorly.
I don't care if you wrote White Ferrari 4 times. I wanted it this way.
Yeah. I don't know. That one was his Dead Brothers'
know.
favorite song.
That's
so,
like the one that gets a pass. I know. I'm just
Right.
trying.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
it
like
was
to
also
mirror.
the biggest difference.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
But
the
yeah.
asterisk.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the trend right now. A lot of rappers, at least old heads, I should say, are complaining about the newer people because they press play on the MP3 and then they go out on stage and they dance to it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because like
completely
you have like, you kind of have like two different options. You have Chance the Rapper on one. Well, Frank Ocean is probably the extreme on the other end. And then you have fucking Babytron, who like presses play on a MacBook and like mumbles into a microphone. And
Yeah.
it's like, you don't want to be on either extreme. I think both of them will leave the audience unsatisfied. But like, I definitely think being closer to Frank is definitely better to being closer to Babytron. You know what I mean?
I will say I think we've done a pretty good job lately of pretty much attending shows where we really haven't experienced too much of that. Like Summer Smash is the exception just because of like the clientele and everybody else. But like Saba, Kendrick, when we saw Absol and then Fresh, his opener, and then Smino and Jid, like none of them were using direct like doubling backing tracks of any kind. And it's like for me that's the exception generally. Like most of the other shows I've been to, they have some kind of backing track.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's a pivot.
I also think like you definitely can use a backing track and still do a good show.
Mm-hmm.
I think Glorilla is probably the best example of it.
Yeah,
because like she had a backing track, but she also you could very clearly hear her voice. There was no question that she was fucking rapping every word, and also doing a performance that, like, let's keep it real, was definitely more intense than anything Chance did. All other factors aside,
the whole dance squad.
Yeah, the whole like physical nature of it, just in that regard.
She danced. She had a dance move for every word. So literally, she was performing.
Insane. Yeah.
But
even
also,
Cuddy, Cuddy uses a modified backing track that's like cut down to his doubling, specifically like the parts where he's doubled on the album, and it's like it works.
Yeah.
It's true, and literally that's another thing I was going to bring up. And I feel like this just comes with experience, and when you get to that level. But Isaac just asked about Drake, and like it's very similar. Like Drake essentially has the beat going, but like he was singing along to it.
Yeah, no,
it's a mixture between the two.
Yeah, it was. There is definitely an element where it's like, yes, there is a backing track, but there's also no question that he's performing.
Exactly.
Like that was the thing with Drake. I think Drake was maybe a little, and I loved the Drake show. I thought the Drake show was fantastic, but I think he was closer to Kid Cudi than anything else. Where it's like he has his doubles, he has his harmonies, which is like you get to a point where it's like, if a lot of your music is dependent on that, which like Drake and Kid Cudi are like great examples of artists who are dependent on like those harmonies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're gonna need that backing track. And I mean, I just can't get over how many shows we've seen and just how this one just like blew me away. Yeah.
Better than Kendrick?
Oh yeah, definitely. Just as like an independent concert, absolutely.
Better than Drake?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Better than Jid and Smino?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay. So
I think the only concert that like comes close is Beyonce.
I was literally about to say Beyonce. That was going to be the last
one.
And
that was just for like the spectacle. She does no backing track at all. Everything is like either mixed or performed live. It's insane. I guess I can just like in sheer like stupor from just like the magnitude of the set. I guess I would say Beyonce, but like the emotional connection, everything, like this was a high point for me. This is something I've always wanted to see. I loved seeing Kendrick, but like this was special. Kendrick would have to do Good Kid, Mad City or Two from a Butterfly in this kind of format for me to like have that kind of feeling. Because like I definitely think it's better that he has songs that aren't on acid rap, like, and like the show is longer. But like the celebration of that album is what really brought me there. Because like that is the center of my love for Chance the Rapper, which goes beyond acid rap, but that's the center of it.
I fully agree. That's very well put, honestly.
Yeah.
Because we're never gonna get something like this again, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, this is lightning in the bottle. I mean, I get my only question, and like I would not bemoan this. I would almost certainly go. But like, do you think in 2 years he does this for Coloring Day after the massive success of this?
Oh, that'll be the one where I flip shit.
I like Coloring Book a lot.
I would go.
Yeah.
But
Coloring Day is my favorite.
I meant Coloring Book, the album, like just like a 10-year.
Or Coloring Book, my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go, but
I'll go, but I don't think it'll be the same impact.
Yeah.
This is the only thing I can even come close comparing to this, which would never happen, is Frank Ocean 10-Year Blonde.
Yeah.
He just hit year 7. If he comes out 10-year, I'm going.
I would pay $10,000. Like I would put myself into debt. Like
I don't care if it has a break into the United Center. I'm going to be
something that might be, and it won't be 10 years because
yeah,
it'll have to be maybe 20.
20 years? What?
College dropout? Late registration?
Ain't no way.
No
not
way.
happening.
It's not gonna happen.
It's impossible.
It's not gonna happen.
I gotta keep it real. I was very happy to like let Chance have Ultralight Beam, but I'm like, if this motherfucker comes out, I will have a problem. Like this will be
Italy Part 2.
Yeah, no. If this motherfucker comes out, then Beyonce is number 1. Like, like,
oh no.
But no, I was certainly willing to let him have that song, 100%.
That was a powerful moment.
That's his most iconic verse. It's not even a question. Like yeah.
My ex looking back like a pillar of salt.
Man,
come on, man.
Let me take my Bible out. Let me read your verse.
No, don't read me a verse. Don't read me a verse.
It's straight off the Bible.
If you take but I get to read from Das Kapital. There is a specter haunting Europe. That's the manifesto. I'm sorry. Like,
are we really gonna end like on this kind of conversation?
No. Well, there is. I guess like there is one question. Is like, where do you want to see Chance go from here?
Good album.
Good album. Okay. Yeah. Is there anything
other
than a good album? Like,
give me the album. That's all I want. I don't care about anything else. I don't want anything else. Drop a good album.
I can't bemoan you on that one. I can't.
Good album for the album.
I don't want any movies. I don't want any videos. I don't want anything.
Yeah, just give it the album.
Nothing.
Okay, I agree. You guys are right.
Don't fucking disappear for 3 years after deciding to start a family again.
Give me an A-tier album.
Do more acid. Do shroom rap. Give us shroom rap. Like,
oh god,
whatever it takes.
Give us ketamine rap. Like, that's what he should have done. He should have done like a trilogy. Like.
A trilogy, Jesus.
As long as it wasn't heroin, we're good.
No, don't do heroin. Don't do meth rap.
Don't do heroin.
That's where we draw the line.
Meth rap. That's Tom McDonald. Like, god damn. But yeah. Oh, another big highlight for me was Chainsmoker. That is like one of my favorite songs on the album, and definitely one that I feel like gets forgotten and like just that part. You know what? That part right here. That part, my shit. Like.
Now sitting here thinking, I'm actually not upset anymore that we didn't get the outro, because I think ending on "That's Love" was the best way to be like, "Hey, I love you guys."
Yeah,
that's interesting. I putting that, and yeah, I agree with that.
I think that the fate let that happen for a good reason.
Yeah. And then, like, we kind of just all walked out to the outro.
Yeah.
And I got to say, if there was ever a concert where I was completely okay without an encore, I was completely satiated without it, this was it. Yeah.
There are 2 things that I wish we did get.
Yeah.
Okay.
One, obviously, Donald Glover's favorite song, immediately followed by, All She Needed Was Some, as is tradition.
I don't know. But what does she need, though?
Some. And then the other thing I really wish we got was Summer Friends, because I love Francis and the Lights. Francis and the Lights is one of my favorite artists. And also, I really feel like Summer Friends is the spiritual successor to to Paranoia.
Yeah.
They're in the same vein. They're the kind of low-key song that hits right after a big banger. And they're about kind of the same thing. And it's just like, I would really like to have seen that live again, because it was played live twice at Coloring Day, once by Francis and the Lights in the morning, and then once by Chance in the evening. And both times they each came out and like did it together. And that was like one of my favorite music moments.
Funny story, because I remember that event.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was Francis and the Lights.
That was him. That's how I discovered him, and I've loved him ever
He
since. I've
did
been
his
listening to him.
whole set, and he ended on that song.
Yeah.
I said, wait.
Yo, my friend. Yeah. So like,
Hold on.
so that song "Summer Friends" is literally Francis's part is ripped from Francis's original song, which is just called "Friends."
Mhm.
So the part where he's like, "You're my friend," and it like does the whole like vocal part, that is literally from that song.
Yeah.
And the music video for that song is originally featuring Bon Iver. The music video for that is Bon Iver, Francis and the Lights, and Kanye all dancing in like this big white void.
Yep.
Check it out.
What-
Super
what
cool.
probably would have even made it even better. You saw the promotional videos they did for the Chance the Rapper Lemonade,
Oh, yeah.
where they was
Yeah.
passing it around and Jeremiah caught one of the cans.
Yeah.
You're from
Should've been there.
Chicago.
He should have been there.
You could have just came out and just
Yep.
performed the song.
Should have been there.
So what is that song, that single "Somewhere in Paradise" that they have together? With it's like R.
Oh.
Kelly's on there or something too.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
All right, but don't do
Yep.
that.
It was-
Like, we don't got to do that song, but like, I appreciate the
I mean,
representation.
R. Kelly was on Angels.
Yeah, he is. He is on Angels, actually. Now that you mention it, there actually is one song. It took me a while to like find a song. I wanted him to do "Baby Blue." And he
Oh
was first.
yeah, Baby Blue would have been great.
So nice.
Yeah,
I would have
would-
taken
it
anything
like
off of
the one
10 Day
actually
too.
I would
liked
think.
first.
Yeah, I also would have liked maybe one song off 10
hope
Day.
it's-
That's totally.
Yeah.
Took the song.
Right.
Yeah.
Such a good song. Action
Yeah.
Bronson comes out, I'm there
Dude,
for it.
I will- I'll-
Everyone.
Dude, Action Bronson comes out. He's like, "Hey yo, I got little hamburger quesadillas going to all the 300 levels."
I'm here for it.
Dude, I saw Action Bronson perform that song by himself, and you'd
really?
be shocked at the pipes that guy has.
Hmm.
That guy was able to do that hook complete justice. I was stunned. I've always said that if there was like a unlikely duo that I think could do multiple albums and be great, it was Action Bronson and Chance the Rapper. I think they just work together so perfect. Yeah, they've done a few songs together. I think they're
Old Chance. Yeah. Old
G-
Chance.
give
fits
me I want an Action Chance album so bad. Like
Can we please get a Childish Gambino Chance first?
I
I'm
know,
begging.
I know, I know.
Or,
One day.
look, if we don't get that, give me J. Cole and Kendrick.
I
That's all I
am
need.
I am really glad that,
Friday?
Bring it back.
I'm really glad that Chance did end up actually censoring himself for the start of favorite song though, because there have
Yeah.
been there's been contention around that in the past. So I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, just let it go. Like,
Yeah.
just do the right thing.
Yeah.
No.
He's just-
Oh God.
Anyway.
Should we just move on to our recommendations? This was obviously our concert of the year. I have a few ahead of me. I have another 10-year reunion show of Run the Jewels.
We're basically gonna flip. You're gonna black out there, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna be there. Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
making sure we get through it all.
definitely.
I might be going to the 50 concert.
Oh, that'd be fun.
50
How
Cent
much
concert.
is it?
But yeah. I
Oh.
can't go. It's the weekend of Riot Fest. It's the day after your ticket though, so you could go.
So I found some last minute tickets for like $40.
Damn.
300s.
Yeah, that's
And
really
300.
good.
Now Freddie and Andrew's going, but they're like he decided to go down to the hundreds. It's a little bit more expensive. I gotta see if the ticket's still available.
Is that
I
UC?
figure 50 helped bring me into hip hop.
It's true.
I might as well see him go out.
Dude, I would. It's my
$40
favorite.
is not bad.
I would totally pay $40 to see 50 Cent.
Yeah.
That would be.
And he's definitely gonna bring some people out.
That's an
so-
easy decision for me. I just, I got another thing that weekend.
I still gotta see if they're available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One last thing before recommendations. One last set of news. The Donald Trump picture is out. His mugshot is out.
Oh my God! Put it in the group chat.
I knew you wanted to hear
I want
this.
to know. I want to see what. I want to see.
Time to get memed, Donnie.
I can't
He
wait.
posted it himself.
I cannot wait for this Griselda album.
Right?
Like,
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up too. The lawyer is the same one that
It's
Gunna
Gunna,
had.
yeah,
he picked
that's
up the
funny.
lawyer.
That's,
But don't get him out of
dude,
jail.
it is so funny that like the same
He loves
DA is prosecuting
God.
ISL and
president.
the 45th president of the United States of America. Like, dude,
He looks so funny, dude. Oh my god.
Dude, that's not a good Griselda cover.
It looks like that old woman from the other
they
cover.
They can definitely use that.
Yeah, dude, the Rudy Giuliani one. I sent you a TikTok where it's like, it's a picture of Rudy Giuliani's mugshot, and the guy's like, I can't wait for this Benny the Butcher album. Like,
You know what? You know what I thought of when I saw it just now? Like the first thing that popped into my head. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
he looks like
Someone
Sam the
pick me.
Eagle.
Look, Brandon, if any time to get back on Twitter, now is the moment.
No, not till Elon dies.
It's X now.
No, I'm calling it Twitter. I only respect name changes for trans people. Like,
Fair enough.
yeah.
That sounds like a bar out of a verse.
Bro.
That's like
Hold on,
that's
I'm
gonna be on the new. That's gonna be on the new Chance album.
There's more I'm sending.
Why?
Oh my god. All right.
Oh my god, amazing.
Shall we?
I gotta say, Tupac without facial hair is uniquely cursed, though. That's like a cursed thing.
I agree. I agree.
All right. Should we do recommendations?
What's
He looks like a bodyguard.
Why would you?
Why are you sending me pro-Trump?
Why would you
accounts?
peel Tupac like that?
This is saying legends, and it's compared.
It's just a meme. Jesus Christ! Relax.
I don't think it's a meme.
No, this is a pro-Trump account. I can tell. I think you're just a sucker.
I didn't like it. Are you happy? Like, what do you want?
Putting Trump next to Tupac and MLK is completely out
And
of pocket.
Frank Sinatra. Don't be racist to Italians. Like,
I mean, you know those Italians are gonna racism right back.
Dude, I know. Dude, the other day, I told Rachel, like, she's like, you people talk like cartoons. And I'm like, I'm not a cartoon character. I'm just Italian. And she's like, what's the fucking difference? Like,
Mamma mia, that's a spicy bigotry.
I hope for the next one. I hope for the next one. I'm like, yeah.
All right. Let's do recommendations.
All right. All
Or
right.
get in trouble.
Who wants to go first?
Doesn't matter.
I'll go first. So there's a singer-songwriter I'm a big fan of. He's very popular. I'm sure everyone here has heard of him and enjoys him. He dropped a new album. It's Hozier. I've never said his name right. So I've been going back. Hozier, whatever. I've been going back. I've been listening to his old stuff. And I really liked his first EP and album, the Take Me to Church album. And I'm recommending Arsonist Lullaby by Hozier.
What is it called?
Arsonist Lullaby.
Of course you would like that. That fits perfectly.
Yeah, it's
You probably
incredible.
would like him. He's actually kind of dope.
No, he's an incredible singer. Like, dude, no one is better at yearning. Like, what, like, The Weeknd is to crying, Hozier is to just pure yearning.
I mean, Take Me to Church kind of had a chokehold for a little while.
Take Me to Church, yeah.
Out.
It definitely was overplayed, but that song's incredible.
It was
overplayed, but it's incredible. So I dived into his new album. I haven't finished it. It's very good so far.
Okay, but
all right,
Jasper.
Man, I gotta run it back a little bit. I'm gonna do 7 a.m. Lil Uzi Vert.
Oh,
okay. That's a really old song. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
2015, baby.
Is that the one?
He's coming to town. He's gonna be here 2 dates. We should go.
I'm okay. Dude. Wait, is it in November?
When?
It's at Aragon.
When?
That's not bad. When?
One is in October. One is in early November.
Oh, I need a concert in November.
November would work.
Pull up.
I need a concert
if you're really with it.
All right, we'll think about it.
Is that the song where he's like, "Wake up, Uzi, not again," or something like that?
Yeah, that's the original. That's what it's from. And then he's reused it now. What, 3 times? The start of Pink Tape is the 3rd time. Yeah.
All right, Isaac.
So my first one is called "Summer Love" by Black Party.
Block Party? Like an indie band, right?
Black Party.
Oh, okay.
But the way they spell it is like a little B, capital L, capital A, little C, little K. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. What was this? Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I'm taking notes. My first song, as soon as I can get my mouse working, is going to be the song "Start Over" by Planet Giza. It's one of some of my deep cuts. I've been listening to a lot of my Neptune's Clouds playlist, and God, it's some smooth music. Highly recommend Start Over. It reminds me of some R&B '90s, but it's got rap included. That's all you need.
All right. So is it me next? Is it my? So this was originally just like supposed to be like what me and Purvis are currently listening to, and I could not go a week on this podcast and not mention the song that has been stuck in my head. And that's all I'm going to say about this song. Besides Ski, I'm recommending Ski by Sexy Red. This song could not leave my fucking brain.
This is a good song. I'm not even mad.
It's a good song. Yeah, no, she's talented.
It's been all over my feed.
Yeah.
The picture with Tyler is all over my feed. I've seen it like 4 times.
Yep. What a good song. I like that. Okay.
Ski. I'm shocked I didn't do it at all during the show. Like,
it's an anthem. I'll take it.
Yeah.
All right, Jasper.
Man, next one's got to be something I'm listening to. Hyena.
Hyena?
Yeah.
We're gonna do an 8-week Travis Scott band. Like,
I can't do it. It's impossible.
8-week Travis Scott.
You can listen to him. You just can't recommend him on the show. Like,
I'll be in the car and I'm like, when the song comes on.
The album just started.
It's like I'm riding a camel through the desert. It's amazing. I love that song. Just like the music video.
You should check your unconscious bias.
It's in the music video. What do you want from me?
I'm putting.
I almost recommended Telekinesis because that song's really good.
Fine. All right,
my turn. All right, I'm gonna go back a little bit. 3-6 Mafia featuring Project Pat. Pop in my collar.
Wow. I almost did this song recently.
That's classic. Classic.
Absolute classic. A classic among classics. How old were you when 3-6 Mafia dropped this song?
Oh shit. That's
the real question.
Let me see. Hold on.
Because I might have been in preschool.
Hey baby.
Let's see. This song came out
2006.
2006.
I was 10 years old.
Oh yeah. I was like 14.
I was a junior in high school.
No.
I'm not gonna lie, I expected older. So
no.
I'll take it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So I'll close this out actually.
Is it also Ski?
It's not also Ski. This is one of the ones I've been sitting on for a minute. I know Brandon, I've sent to you maybe 4 albums. When I find it, it's just like, oh, this is it. Like this is exactly what I think music should be. Jasper, I think I've sent you like 2 maybe. I found this artist off of TikTok a year ago. An artist named Rahul.
Yeah.
He is extremely low key. He is so good. In terms of monthly listeners, to give you an estimate of like where he's at, it's 134,000 monthly listeners. It's very like true music. It's original. There's no genre that covers this entire album. I'm doing the very rare recommended album, but I would recommend listening to Depressed But Make It Cool. If the name isn't enough,
okay,
I don't know what to tell you.
Looking it up now.
Yeah, this entire album is phenomenal. It is. There's no genre that you can label this to. It's so smooth. The lyrics, everything that he put into it, and it's a very low key project, all homemade. It's a short project. It's only 23 minutes. The opening song now has over 7 million listens. Antidote, highly recommend.
Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be mine.
All right. Well, that's the show, ladies and gentlemen. I wish I could start crying so hard that we would have to end the podcast, and everyone would be very chilled and would understand. But
where's the crying tears filter?
Yeah, there you go. Jasper. Okay.
That's it. I'm done.